traders, what's going on? It's Relentless here, and welcome back to another monthly recap. So, quick reminder, quick shout out, right? For all of those who are supporting the channel, who are enjoying the content, the live streams, the recaps, and everything else, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as we're about to jump into it. So in this video, for those of you who might be new, I'm going to be going over my metrics for the month of July, and more so areas of opportunities, right? Things that I can do better as I'm going here into August. August off to a decent start with the momentum. So I'm going to look to see what I've been doing good that I can carry over, things that I might want to reduce or eliminate as I'm going through this new month. So with that being said, once again, hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. And let's jump right into it, right? So here we go. Let's go to full screen. F11, there we go. Now, reports view, right? Reports view. It's been a decent it was a decent month last month, and let's actually clear this first, right? Let's clear this. Journal view, dashboard. Goodness Christ. Okay, reports view and then detail. There we go. So we're actually crossing over 40,000 in all-time profits, which is pretty good. It's been a decent year so far, right? It's been a decent year. But anyhow, let's jump in and focus on what we came here to do, which is July, right? But that is a pretty impressive milestone nonetheless, 40K. Total gains for July, $2,146.83. Average daily gain, 102. Average daily volume, 27,000 shares. Average winning trade, $30. Average losing trade, $20. And with the smaller size, you know, this definitely makes sense. Smaller size plus the setting changing in the split trades, right, in terms of executions. Total number of trades, 567. Number of winning trades, 268. Number of losing trades, 290. So this is not good right here. And then number of scratch trades is just pretty small, only 9. So the accuracy, man, the accuracy continues to be my weakest area, I would say, right, when it comes to just winning trades versus losing trades. A lot of this, even looking like a day like today, right, where I'm down 500, a lot of this has simply to do with being selective and having information as we're going throughout the day, right? So what that means is, you know, taking it easy, seeing what type of momentum we're getting, and then being aggressive, right? As opposed to rushing in and coming in too strong. I feel like being selective, less trades, is the #1 way to improve this metric here. But anyhow, let's keep going before we start any analysis. Max consecutive wins, 8. Max consecutive losers, 7. Largest gain, 251. Largest loss, 183. So not quite the 2-to-1 right there. Average per share gain, 1 cent. Average trade gain or loss, well, slash loss, 379. Trade P&L standard deviation is $40. Profit factor 1.36. Average hold time for winning and losing trades are all the same. I thought this would have been a little bit different, considering I am looking into holding slightly longer for the trades off the lows. Although I'm not taking as many of them yet, it would make sense, right? But those trades are definitely longer trades. Average losing trade 14 seconds and average winning trade 17 seconds. Scratch trades 16 seconds. So by day of the month, we're green on every day, which is good. 800 on Mondays, 394 Tuesdays, Wednesday only 52, so this was a close one. Thursday 617, Friday 281. And look at this right here, right? This was part of the problem here. Pre-market, despite INFI being really good, that I should have really dominated on that stock pre-market. But anyhow, down 140 and around 10 down 266. After 3 o'clock down 72. So decent gains between 1 and 2, and then bulk of the profits coming at 9:30 to 10, which is going to be 1900. So not bad, but 10 o'clock area, we should never really be red, to be honest, right? It's our second best area after 9:30 to 10:30. Bulk of my profits come between that time, right? 9:30 to 10 um, is where I usually see most of my gains, but 10 to 10:30 is usually pretty good as well. Even 10:30 to 11 is also not bad. So right here, definitely needed to be green and improve on those numbers, right? So once again, $2,146 for the month. Let's look at the calendar, by the way, right? Usually that's where I would start. Um, let's look at the calendar. So once again, a rough start, right? Down 269, 333, 332, 202. Not quite the start that I usually want to have with these couple of bigger red days. Very similar to this month, but this month, of course, things a little bit different using almost 5 times the size, right? So when it comes to eliminating red days, just it's a matter of just being careful on a day-to-day basis, coming in slow, methodical, letting the trades come to me, because every red day is different, right? It's they're kind of unique in their own sense, the way how every day will play out. Um, but anyhow, we got things together on the second week, and from there we were able to do a little bit better, a lot more consistency. Only four red days out of 15 days versus 4 red days in 6 days. So definitely a huge difference from the 12th moving forward, right? So this was the calendar day. The calendar looked day by day. It wasn't bad. Third week, 1 red day of $36. It just wasn't bad. Fourth week, 1 red day of $31. This type of trading right here, I feel like if I'm ever having issues in the market, I can always go back to what this type of trading is. This type of trading is small size, very low risk, right? Very low risk type of trading. Small size and being aggressive and taking lots of trades, right? When it comes to setups looking really good and working out really well, because of the smaller size, of course, I'll need to trade a little bit more to see more gains. But I usually would use 300 shares, 400 shares, every 10 cents. As you guys know, right? All of you who've been here for a while, every 10 cents with 300 shares, $30. Goodness, $30. Let me get a sip of water here. It's $30. So, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. It adds up pretty quickly. Right now, going into this new month, which we'll talk about a little bit more towards the end of the video, I'm using like 1,600 shares, which is quite the difference there, right? So every 10 cents is 160 versus $30, right? Very big difference. But this is what July was looking like. Pretty interesting stuff here. Lots more to talk about. So let's see. Price and volume. Price and volume. Between $20 and $50, I'm actually red 244. Above 50, I'm red 155. But surprisingly, between 10 and 20, I'm red as well, $56. But between 2 and 5, 1K, or 1.4K. Between 5 and 10, 1.1, which wasn't bad. So the higher price range last month not as successful, and I think in the first week where we were seeing some really good action. Let's go to the calendar actually, right? Let's see. Reports view. Let's go to the calendar. We had some good moving stocks, right? MRIN, which we'll all remember. MEDS, WNW. We had some really nice moving stocks on these days. BLIN, STAF, ASTR. There are a lot of stocks that I definitely should have done better on in this time frame within the first week, right? This red day here on Tuesday, BSQR, OSAT, MRIN again. So there's a lot of opportunities that I should have did better on um, towards the month of July, right? So let me clear this. It seems like it's tracking a particular stock or something. But anyhow, the month wasn't too bad, right? I'll get into some of the other metrics here quickly. Yeah, let's jump into right now. Let's jump into the details section and go over to instrument, right? So let's look at some of the stocks, right? BTBT, BLIN, WISA, DYAI, MDGS, WORX, and these stocks on this side, SGOC especially, should have been good green trades, man. SGOC, New Egg, New Egg, New Egg was so disappointing for me, man. Um, when a stock goes to $50, I should always, be able to be green. OSAT down 300. This one was also not a bad moving stock. And a couple other ones. DIDI. DIDI had a higher float. DTSS, ALZN, and RXP. You guys are going to see a lot of the same stocks in your metrics in terms of what you did well on, what you didn't. But for me, whenever there's high volume, I'm always expecting to be green, right? And we're getting a lot of high volume on almost all these stocks. So market behavior. Now for me, I don't really watch what the overall market is doing, what the SPY is doing in relation to my trading. For me, there's definitely some correlation, but I feel like for the small caps, it's slightly different. The large caps will more so follow the overall market. The small caps kind of do their own thing. The low float stocks, right? They kind of do their own thing. As long as you have good news, even if the overall market might be slightly weak, we can still see good movements on the penny stocks. So I don't really take this here with too much, with too much emphasis, right? Okay, so let's see. Win loss expectation. This is always a pretty good one for me, right? Win loss expectation. So let's look at the month of July. I made 8,000 and lost 6,000. This is usually the toughest pill for me to swallow every single month. I hate seeing this right here, man. If I'm gonna make 8,000 at the very least, right? And I'm only putting up 4. If I'm gonna make 8,000 at the very least, I need to be green on the month. 5,000, 4,000, 4,000 at the minimum, at the lowest. But at least 5, right? And so this just goes to show, man, I gave back too much profits on the month. When it comes to those days where you start red and you have to go green, or let's say you start red, you end red, just the cumulative drawdown on a day-to-day basis. This will watch the overall cumulative drawdown, but not on a day-to-day basis, really, right? If I go down $1,000 and make it back in one day, it's not really gonna show here, but this will show that, right? This loss column right here, and it's like, how do we be more efficient, man? It's gonna come down to a trade by trade basis. I feel like, every day we're trying to do our best, but we need to be doing better, right? Need to retain more of the earnings, retain more of the profits, start the day green, go higher in the green, and end at the highest, right? Almost 80% of times, 80 to 90% of times, when I'm well in the green, I always give back profits off the top before saying, okay, time to shut it down, right? And that might vary depending on how much I'm up. I mean, there's days where I'm up with like 1,000, and then I'm ending the day up 600, right? It's just like I gave back 40% of the profits, and so those type of things will add up into this loss column right here. So that needs to be worked on for sure, right? There's no way we should be making 8K overall and losing 6K. It's just not good business. Now, I'm not sure if this tracks unrealized gains. If it doesn't, this column will be definitely like to 12,000. I mean, unrealized gains are big. I mean, it's like, either the slippage to where you hit the sell button if you're selling on the ask, selling on the bid, selling market, or being in a really good trade, but the stock coming down before you can get out where you want to get out to take profits. So there's a lot to be done here, man. There's a lot to be done. The good thing was that the drawdown for the month, though, wasn't that bad. At worst, we were at 567. Right now, and this was over that first week. Right now, I'm in a bigger drawdown, which is around, I think, 900. So for August here, as we're going, we definitely got to be careful tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's going to be hopefully a green day, right? Because with my bigger sizing that I'm using now, I definitely wouldn't want to have 3 good sized red days. Can definitely recover from it, no problem, but definitely would want to have one good green day in the midst of these bigger sizing trades. So liquidity, okay, I don't have access to that with my I'm paying for silver right now, by the way, which is $25 a month. Not too bad. That's the cost of doing business, right? I think that's my only cost of doing business, actually. Maybe that, well, never mind. There's the internet, electricity, and all that other stuff. But anyhows, if you're doing things the right way, you can write off all of that, right? But price and volume, we went over instruments. I'm thinking what else I usually do, right? It feels like it's been so long since I did a monthly recap. Market behavior, profit loss. Here's the equity curve for the month, right? First 2 weeks down, sideways down, and then finally recovering into the third week. Win loss by days. Okay, here we go. So this is pretty low. So our winning days are 13 winning days versus our 8 losing days. On our winning days, we're going to be up 3,293, and on our losing days, we're going to be down 1,147. Average daily gain on winning days 253. Average loss on our red days, which is 147. A little high, right? A little higher than what we would want. Average daily volume 37,000 shares. Volume was down. This might have been close to my average volume, but I've had months where I've definitely done a lot more. Winning trades 50%. This is low for my green days, right? This is pretty low for my green days. At least 55, 60, 65% would have been good. So this was pretty low. Losing days 34% accuracy. On losing trades on my winning days at 47. On my red days, 63% of my trades were failing trades. So terrible there. The red days, man. On the red days, it's like nothing is literally working. Really, is what usually happens, right? And so we gotta be careful, man. We gotta definitely be careful on those red days. No, a lot of it comes down to a couple things, right? Sometimes there's a very fine line. So it can be fills, executions, missed opportunities, right? Maybe you miss a trade or two. There's a lot of different things that'll contribute to it sometimes, right? Like today, I came in a little too aggressive versus, had I been more methodical, more patient, 9 out of 10 times I end the day well into the green today, right? Because we saw some better action later on around 10, 20, 11 o'clock. And so, but like I mentioned, most days between 9:30 and 10, I'm already gonna be well into the green, right? So it's interesting, right? You don't want to say that you want to push it throughout that time frame every single day, because every day is slightly different. But based off of what we're seeing on the market conditions, we'll adjust real time, right? So profit factor, we had 1.83 versus 45. Average hold time, 17 seconds for winning trades, 13 seconds for losing trades, 18 seconds, so slightly longer on the red days, and then we have a higher hold time for the losing trades as well. Trade P&L standard deviation, we have 39.94 to 38.11. Average winning trade and this is pretty good here, average winning trade On winning days, $31 to 18 for the losses, so a 2 to 1 right there, or almost a 2 to 1, right? Versus $23 to 28. So this is not good at all right here. So things to improve upon is the accuracy more than anything else. The accuracy is big, right? The accuracy is what we need to work on. Can we improve on the accuracy, right? It's all gonna come down to a day-to-day basis, man. A day-to-day basis. Can we see improved accuracy? Trade breakdown. Compare. And here I can compare month over month, day over day, symbol versus symbol, that kind of a thing. Long versus short, winning versus losing, last month versus this month, last year versus this year. I guess we could look into some of that, right? We could look into some of that. But overall, that was the month. Not too much to be said. It was a decent month. I could have been better in some areas for sure. I can import for this month so far. We could take a look at what we're doing this month. So we're breaking over 40,000. We're gonna come back down a little bit below that level. But this has been the overall equity curve since I've started live May 1st of last year to now. Not bad, right? I definitely need to be better. Um, One thing I'm really looking into is the trades off the lows. I think in the future my trading is gonna be different, right? Right now, I trade a lot more breakouts than anything else, as you guys will see. But in the future, I think my trading will be slightly different. It'll be modified. It'll be evolved. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna take a couple months, if not probably over a year or so, for me to completely transition into, I would say, like a 50-50 split. And what that will look like is either less breakout trades and more trades off the lows, or the same amount of breakout trades and an equivalent to trades off the lows. It'll be interesting to see how I do it, but I feel pretty good about it. Um, the trades off the lows, though, I feel like are less occurring. If that make that sounds good. They're less. I feel like they're less frequent, but a lot of it has to do with, and I could be wrong about that, right? A lot of it has to do with recognizing the trades and the setups forming real time and recognizing that early, right? So that's something as well. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. Total gains $100,000, right? $100,000 over the year trading breakout, right? Almost, well, a little over a year and 2 months. $101,000, man, has passed through the account, right? Pretty impressive, pretty crazy to think about. When you think of your regular day job, right, and having to put in that work to make $100,000, as we know here in the States, six figures at any day job is really good, right? It's pretty solid. Anybody who's doing over 100K is always pretty good, right? So being that I am here 2 hours a day, or maybe even less than that, to at least see this amount of cash passing through the account is pretty impressive. Now, when it comes to retained profits and retained earnings, of course, not going to retain the entire thing, but we also lost 61,000, right? This is why I'm saying this metric here is always so interesting, right? How can we get this to grow at a faster pace, faster rate, and have this here slow down, right? Because this is going to continue to grow, because we'll have losing trades here and there, or red days if it happens. But how can we get this to slow down and continue getting better, man? There's a lot of things too that I know I can do differently even now. Like, let's say I had shares available to short on every stock. I mean, there would have been a lot more trade opportunities that I would have had when it comes to just, you know, overall momentum and potential opportunities, just that's there lingering, because there are some short trades that I definitely notice. um there's a lot of different things that can be implemented as we continue to grow here in the future, right? This is a very interesting journey, just this day trading thing here, man. My biggest pullback was October month of last year, about a 4K drop, but we're still going up slow and steady, slow and steady. Good incline here, pullback, good incline, and we're still on an incline, right? We haven't had any major pullbacks. I think this was this was May month. The key for me is I'm realizing that I can be green almost all the time as long as I can recognize the change in the market condition, right? If it's gonna slow down, if I can recognize it soon, I can make the adjustments real time, make it quickly to make sure that I don't get caught, right? In terms of being too aggressive in the wrong markets or that kind of a thing. And that's usually the problem that I'll have, is being too aggressive in the wrong market. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we continue to grow here, man. But a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to do. So I think a lot of it is gonna be, can I continue to put in the work behind the scenes, right? Can I continue to rewatch the live sessions? Can I continue to practice on the on demand? Even if I need to go into the simulation to practice other trades, those are the things that I'm going to need to continue to do to try and improve, and be better, so that 1 year from now, right, I can be doing better numbers in almost all areas of my trading, right? 1 month from now, 5 months from now, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 5 years from now, how much better will I be then, right? Can I continue to work hard every day to implement the changes that I need to implement to evolve and continue to improve, right? There's the amount of opportunities that's in this market is incredible, to be honest. Um, some of us will be limited by our risk tolerance. I feel like that's natural. It's something we can definitely build, like a muscle, right? We can build that, become more prone to taking on more risk. But as long as we can continue to manage our risk, right, especially when there's limited downside risk to high upside potentials, if we can step up to the plate when we need to, this market can be very, very, very rewarding, right? I feel like the bigger green days have yet to come. Um, it's gonna be exciting to see. But so far, 2,200 was the mark. I definitely think 3K is doable. 4K is doable. 5K, 10K is probably doable too. But we need certain things to align properly for it to work out well, right? But so far so good. If we look at details and we go to a year to year, well, not year to year, month by month, uh, a month by month basis, right? So far here in 2021, you guys will see it's going pretty good so far. January solid, February really good, March pretty good. April was the month where I had a lot of issues in terms of my red days. May pretty solid, June pretty good, and July again, like I mentioned, having that rough start. This is why I'm telling you guys. And let's import for this month, right? Let's import and look at these two bigger red days that I had. Um, let's see. I'll need to go to come on, there we go. I'll need to go to Thinkorswim, monitor, um, and today being down this amount, had I been more, because I after taking the losses, I kind of like reduced my size, kind of was just taking it easy from there on in. But had I stayed aggressive, I probably could have ended the day flat, right? I mean, we had some moves. Look at this here, CEMI. Um, we had some late morning and even afternoon momentum, right? WHLM right here. My analysis from this point on in was pretty spot on. I could have definitely did really well right here. OTLK, was it? Well, nope, not that one. We had another one, I feel like, that also gave some opportunities here in the afternoon. But I probably could have at least reduced the damage, if anything, right? AHPI didn't really do too much. XELA was another one, but this one, not until the close, we didn't really see it move up. But anyhow, let's import today's, today and yesterday's trades. Here we go. Let's go to the first. We'll go to the first. All right. Export file. Okay, we're in documents. Let's save that there. Let's come over to Trader View now, right? This is for all of you who are using Trader View. This is how you'll be importing your trades, right? So you go to import trades. You come over here, choose file. Let's go to documents. As you guys are gonna see all my screenshots there. For the thumbnails, documents right here. Let's pull up this last import. Let's open that up and upload. And of course, right there, you'll select your broker, right? You'll come right here, and well, I'll have to wait on the screen a little bit. Let's let it process. Give it a couple seconds. We'll refresh. We should be good. Yep, not a lot of trades coming in there. So you'll have to, of course, make sure you're selected on your right broker here. If you're using Thinkorswim, you cannot put TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade is for the trades off the website, right? And you can import because Thinkorswim's trades will be logged on the website as well. You can import off the website. I can't remember step by step, but you can definitely call in and get help with that. But there's a bunch of other brokers here you can use. You know, DAS even is up here. DAS Trader Pro, right? E-Trade. But yeah, let's see. So reports view. Let's look at these 2 red days here to start the month. August. Let's go to the 1st. Let's just look at these 2 red days here. Down 865, 432 average per day. RT, right? So let's see instruments in terms of the stocks we traded. These stocks, okay, HJLI, all right, WHLM today, this was pretty good. EVK yesterday, solid, right? Solid stuff, enough to be really well in the green on. AHPI a little bit more tricky for the multi-day continuation since the volume was light, but we definitely could be doing better, right? And we're losing in our range where we're usually profitable. So being that we are at the beginning of the month, tomorrow I'm coming in again, same size, but I'll look to make the improvement day over day, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. If I'm down another 500 tomorrow or something crazy, of course I'm gonna come back down and take it easy. But let's see how it goes tomorrow. I'm not discouraged by any means. One thing that I'll tell everybody is that when we do look forward to increasing size, we always want to try and be green on that first day or two. We don't want to force it, of course, to have ourselves breaking rules or anything, but we always want to try and be green, because once you increase your size, if you can be green on that first day, you'll have a really good cushion. A good day with this share size that I'm using is like 865, right? So if on Monday I'm green 865, Tuesday, even if I'm down 500 like I am, it's like, so what? You know, it's like you're not really giving back anything. Let me not say it like that, because that kind of comes off a little wrong. But I think you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? It's like in a very short-term time frame, if you can accumulate the cushion, if you do end up giving back some profits, you're not giving back any profits into that last month or last week. You're giving back profits for that kind of an experiment that you're doing, right? But this is what a good day would look like with this same share size that I'm using, right? You know, a good couple of trades, 10 cents will be 160, 170. So, you know, we get a good 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. If we get one really good trade. Another thing is that if a trade is looking really good and calls for ads, I will do it. And that one trade alone can equate to over 1,000 or maybe even 1,500, depending on how well it goes. Because I'll probably be in with like 3,000-4,000 shares. And, you know, we'll see what it does. But so far, the month is off to a good start. You guys know me. I'll be back tomorrow. I feel pretty good still. Confidence is still on 1,000. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I feel pretty good still about. I keep saying that over and over. But anyhows, I'm not sure if I'm missing anything here. We could kind of look around a little bit. The only thing we didn't really do is compare, right? If we wanted to compare week over week, let's clear this out. Um, Month by month. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I want to look at here. Symbol. Let's see. Long versus short. Intraday versus multi-day. Last year versus this year. Intraday. I mean, I don't really do well. Yeah, I guess that would be swing trading versus winning versus losing trades all time. Very, very crazy stuff here, man. Average daily gain on my green days are going to be 370. Average losing trades on my red days are going to be 226. There's a lot of work to be done, man. These numbers can be reduced by a really, really big amount, and these numbers can be increased by a really big amount. So it's very interesting to see this kind of a thing, man. Average trade gain 64, average loss 37. Almost a 2-to-1, right? Almost. We're having a lot of losing trades though, right? So we need to be more accurate on a daily basis. Had I been trading, let's say 60% accuracy, this number for sure would have definitely been less, right? Maybe it would have been down at 40K, 30K, and I would have had more gains retained. But it's always interesting to check out your metrics. There's a couple of other websites that do it, but I would say check out one of them. TraderView is definitely not bad. Check it out. It'll allow you to see things in a different angle, a different approach. You might be able to see certain things that you might not be able to see otherwise to try and improve. So definitely check out one of these websites. TraderView, definitely not that bad. But yeah, I think that's about it. Last year versus this year. This year we're definitely doing a lot better so far. Last year we did about 18,000, and then this is between May and December. We did 18,000, and then we lost 4 off the top, so we dropped back down to 14. So far this year, which is going to count from January to now, we've done $25,000 so far. So, not bad for 2 hours a day, right? As we continue to evolve the trading, there's no doubt that we need to get better, right? There's no question that we need to study hard, put in hours and hours and hours behind the scenes to keep working. Every day I need to keep going, man. The good thing is that I have time on my side. I'm pretty young, right? In my early 20s, so I definitely have a long ways to go. I'm looking forward to the uphill battle to continue to improve, continue to be better. I know a lot of you will look up to me in terms of, yeah, we have this guy here in the community who, kind of started off like everybody else on Robinhood that has, found a way, right? Found a way within all this madness that we can call trading, because trading is pretty crazy sometimes, right? So we all got to keep pushing, man. We all got to keep grinding. It's never easy. We got to put in the time. Putting in that work when nobody's watching, right, is really what it comes down to. Because if we've been able to get better at anything, we can get better at trading. It's just gonna take time. Got to keep pushing, keep studying, keep working, and keep getting at it. But overall, there's things to be done, man. There's lots of things to be done. So we got to keep at it, right? Got to keep at it. With that being said, I think I might do a Q&A, right? I might do a Q&A. And okay, this is a pretty interesting metric here. We have a cumulative drawdown versus the drawdown we had last year. We're kicking last year's ass, man, to be honest. Last year probably would have been way better if we had the entire year, right? Because we only had from May to December. So I don't know. I don't know. That would have been interesting to see. That would have been interesting to see in the simulation. I know in December, right? I went live in May. In December, I had an $8,000 month, which is still my best month ever, right? I think I had like three red days and just some good consistent profits through and through. But very, very interesting. Right now, we're on a drawdown right here, so we got to be careful. We need to be green tomorrow if possible, right? We need to try and be green tomorrow. I look forward to the challenge. I'll be here. I'll be ready. We'll see how it goes. But so far, so good. Um, but I'm gonna catch you guys, right? So of course, once again, be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.